Greetings, brethren, sistren, and otherin. Thank you for coming into season 2 of No Theoretical Bias Presents. We have an awesome presentation for you today. We're going to be doing a little bit of Shadow Dark. Look that up. Allow me to Google that for you. Shadow Dark, the system. It's an old school Renaissance. And quite a bit of fun. Fairly deadly. TPKs are a complete possibility in this. Thank you for coming. So we are currently unofficially sponsored by Antidote Games. Hi guys. Antidote is going to be putting out a supplement to Shadow Dark that's getting some buzz called Laurelian. Full disclosure, I'm working on the Laurelian project with them, and I'm very happy with it. Also, we're being supported by Nuka-Cola. Nuka-Cola, since 2044, the official beverage of the Wasteland. So, anywho, all right, so we find ourselves, our Doty party has heard rumors of some mystic artifact hidden deep within a dwarven citadel. Unfortunately, the dwarves mined and built huge. They basically burrowed into this mountain. There are multiple ways to get into it after cooler heads have prevailed. They're starting out in Mushroom Village. Mushroom Village is a village that harvests mushrooms, some of which grow 20 to 30 feet tall. So they're going in through the mushroom caverns. And we don't know if hijinks will ensue or sudden death will lurk in the darkness. So if everybody could introduce their characters, please. Let's start with Will. You go first.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Will. I'm playing Roan Carpenter. I am a level 1 wizard apprentice, and I honestly don't want to be here. I am adventuring because I was kicked out of the house. I was told to make a name for myself and not come back until then, but I'm going to learn as much as I can, and I'm going to try and use magic to survive. So,
Huzzah. All right, Elijah, tell us a little bit about Tucker.
Hello, I'm Elijah, and I will be playing Tucker Quill, a level 1 robber. If you think of Robin Hood, but, not so noble, you have Tucker. Someone whose whole mantra is, I like to steal from people I consider evil.
Gotcha.
Doesn't have rich, poor, so anyone who doesn't have a moral compass, he steals from, but he doesn't give to the good. He pawns it off.
Yes, we used to say steals from the rich to give to himself. So yes.
Mm-hmm. And he's just out searching for stuff to steal from evil. That's his whole thing.
Nice. Find evil and rob it. Amazing. All right, next up, Hudson, who we got?
Right, my name is Hudson, but you knew that, and I'm playing Benthia Lily, who is let's just say, I actually can't think of the word. She is more of a local town doctor who likes to heal people, likes to help people out, and but she doesn't help people because she feels good about it. She helps people because, well, they're gonna help her back by money or whatever she needs done.
She's mercenary. I love it.
Absolutely. She's here because one of the main things she does is she's a herbalist, and she loves to use all types of herbs and spices and mushrooms to make stuff. Sure. And where better to get mushrooms than the Mushroom Village?
Nice. Okay, beautiful. Also, she's got a secret, doesn't she?
She has a bit of a secret. It's a wee bit of a secret.
Gotcha. Okay, so a healer who helps people in a mercenary way. Fantastic. And finally, last but not least, Chris, what do we got? Hello. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Talk. I know you're out there. I can hear your indifference. Face, what do we got? Nada. Is anybody else hearing him? Okay.
No, we're not.
Nope.
Check your settings there, Face. You are not muted on this end. User volume is good. Why don't you drop out and come back in, and we'll see if that helps. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Now talk.
It should be working.
Yes, it is. It is. All right. So tell us a little bit about John.
Okay, so I'll try again. So hello, my name is Chris. I am playing the human fighter, Jean Caliburn, where at least as a character, I describe him as somewhat the ultimate good boy. Grew up in a nice, like, simple farming family, moved to a much bigger city, and decided to become part of the local guard, where more or less he's paid to guard, and then sometimes he's sent off on much larger missions, usually with other people.
Okay.
And makes up for in his great personality. He lacks in intelligence, as he's not exactly the most perceptive person in the world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So classic party, folks. All right. So you find yourself in Mushroom Village. And they point you to the Mushroom Caverns. I am assuming at this point that you're going to start going out in the daytime, because anything else will be problematic for you. Also, folks, Shadow Dark has an interesting mechanic in that all of your light sources, once you light them, you've got them for 1 hour in real time. So if they're moving it and doing it and bopping around and doing all sorts of coolios things, their torches last a little longer. If they want to sit here and discuss the finer points of elven architecture, their torches run out a little faster. So light is very important. All right. So just to let you know what you're looking at here, we have got your characters up there. If everybody can make sure that you can move your tokens, please. Okay, beautiful. Those should be able to be moved via arrow keys, and you should also be able to pick them up and move them around. Cool, cool, hip and groovy. Awesome. Okay, so you've spoken briefly, your social types have spoken briefly to the locals concerning things like potential dangers, how to get into the mushroom caves. None of the locals have like actively discouraged you from going in, but they will say they bumped into goblins. There are these giant beetles that hang around. You might see them coming because some of them have little glowy bulbs on the end of their antennas so that they can see a little bit. And that's basically it. Goblins and beetles are the main threats in here. And you're like, goblins and beetles, we can handle that. That's great. Excuse me. So you got two main entrances to the caverns. The big one over here, again, for our viewing public, these squares, this is a big map. These squares are 20 by 20 feet. So you got a big entrance here that's about 60 feet across, huge archway, got a lot of light. Then there's a secondary entrance over here by this escarpment. There's a drop-off cliff that you can walk up to one side of here, but drops off into this space here. This one's only about 20 feet wide, a smaller entrance, but still viable. So, where do you go? What do you do? And since you haven't gotten into the dark yet, I won't start our lighting timers yet. What do you do?
I think the first thing that Roan's gonna do is probably get behind everyone else. You all can go first. I'm just gonna stand back here. Do what you want to do, guys. What are we doing?
Before we go in, can I like look around the area and see if I can like see anything like noticeable or like important, like a good mushroom?
Well, the good news is the cavern is supposed to be absolutely chock full of every kind of mushroom and fungus you can imagine. Again, the locals have been like, if they're about this big, if they're white, and if you look at it like this, by the way, to viewing public, do not take any of my my toadstool mushroom fungus as verbatim. Just remember, kids, all fungus is edible. Some of it is only edible once. So you've been warned. Don't eat anything out in the woods, kids. So yeah, there's some edible varieties that they harvest. Again, some of them 20, 30 feet tall that they harvest for woody stems. They build things out of it. They're all literally any kind of mushroom you can think of is probably in here somewhere if you look at it or look for it. They don't much grow outside because they like the dark. UV is bad for them. Anybody else?
I think we push forward because I heard there's goody goodies here.
Gotcha.
I
gotcha.
also heard there's goody here.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so our wizard has cast or is going to be casting a light spell on the front of somebody's shield. That's good for about an hour. And wasn't Roan. John, you had a torch, correct?
I have a lantern.
You have a lantern. Okay, what do you use for a weapon?
I am using a great sword.
Oh, what?
A great sword.
Yeah, you could probably sling the lantern on your waist if you're like on a hook. If you're
Well, I
careful.
intend to have the sword on my back while holding the lantern, and when it's time to fight, I put the lantern down to draw the weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna modify that.
Okay.
Great swords are, if you've ever seen anybody
Okay.
draw a great sword off their back in a movie, they're lying. Great swords, typically you carry it in your hand with the scabbard on it. You flip the scabbard off. If you win, you come back for your scabbard. If you lose, you don't need it anyway. So, yeah, you can carry the great sword in one hand, set down the lantern, draw the blade, and attack that way. Got it. So John has a light source. Roan, who are you casting the anybody have a shield?
I got a shield.
Cool. But that's Ventia?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, Ventia and John are going to be your resident light sources. So, if you could, are you going in the main entrance or the secondary?
I want to go in secondary. What does everybody else want?
Secondary sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with secondary.
Beautiful.
Outnumbered.
Okay. So if everybody wants to move your little dudes over to this entryway, please.
This way? To the west?
South.
South.
Everybody see my my blue circle?
I do not see your blue circle.
I do not.
Okay.
I don't see it either.
Okay, you all are over here.
Mhm.
You see that? See the blue circle?
No.
Oh, I'm on
I
GM.
might be clicking on a different
sorry.
layer.
How about here?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Okay, sorry about that. So, the this is the primary entrance. This is the secondary entrance. If you can move down to the blue circle, please. Cool, hip and groovy. All right. And as soon as y'all wander in, I will start that timer. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right. So if you want to enter the cavern there, we will start.
You guys first. I'm good.
John, you're the fighter, right?
Yep, and I will go first.
Okay, so there you go. So what you're looking at, yeah, don't go too far. What you're looking at there, all the mushrooms there are massive. And again, dozens and dozens and dozens around in various places. So proceed. Tucker, you're our thief, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Are you doing anything in particular, sneaking and schmying around with John and Roan?
I'm gonna be sneaking probably around not with the party because it doesn't make sense to sneak with the party, but
Right.
maybe slightly around, like orbiting them, sneaking.
Okay, so right on the edges of things. What are you looking for in particular?
I'm looking for number one, any signs of that this place we're not like any signs that we're not alone. Or anything that I could, find interest in.
Oh, good. Need to find what you might find interesting. Treasure, um, doors.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Alrighty. Also, encounters happen based on how many how many turns y'all take. So, a couple of things as a speed up. If you find some magical runes, your wizard will automatically be able to read them. If you search in the right area, thief, you will always find a trap. So just tell me where you're looking, and I'll let you know if anything pops up.
I'm gonna probably, if like the rest of the party's in like that spot, maybe could I move my character to show?
Sure, please do.
Probably around like this area.
Okay, so that's still outside. Also, you can use your the cursor if you press and hold in a particular location where you're looking. It should give yes, perfect. So you can just give me one of those indicators on where you're looking for stuff. Okay, so where you're at now, this is all natural stone. Maybe it's been worked a little bit. You might see a little bit of shovel and hoe work to make the pathway a little better. They also do have some pathways drawn through the area here, wider lanes between big mushrooms and stuff. Obviously, people have been in and out and in and out and in and out for a while. So if everybody wants to take a quick peek around the area, specifically the folks with your light sources, you'll see what there is in your immediate zone.
Ventia. John.
John's got light and Benthia, so move your tokens around a little bit, see where you're looking. Again, you can also move those with your arrow keys, just to make it easier.
So I started to move up a little bit, and I ran right into a wall.
Yeah, so there's some walls there.
Does the thing with the S mean anything that I see on the screen?
That should not be there, but okay. Hey, guess what? You found a secret door. It is locked from the other side currently. Maybe that won't be the case if and when you come back. Hint, hint, hint.
Okay.
Yeah, it's under a
Yeah.
layer. It's under a layer of mushrooms. What the heck? Let's go ahead and do it since you're lucky enough to find it. All right. So, you got a secret door there. It is the hinges on it are rusty. Possibly hasn't been opened in a while. You don't know. And there's again a layer of mushrooms growing over it. The only reason you bumped into it was that the wood on the trapdoor has buckled slightly, so you kind of tripped over it.
Is there? Oh, so you said it's locked from the inside. Is there a keyhole?
Yes, let's say yes.
All right, I'm gonna do my thing.
You said it's wooden?
Yeah, it's wooden. Now that you notice it's banded, if you had to guess, it's probably got a metal sheet on the far side, just for additional support.
So, I mean, I do have thieves' tools just on me if
Yep.
we want to like lockpick it.
You sure do.
All right, do I have to roll?
Yes, this is going to be regular difficulty. Your target number is 12.
And that's a dex, right? And I
That
do
is
have advantage on these with my class.
correct.
So just advantage.
So 2d20. Okay, yeah,
Ooh.
that's easy. All right, so it doesn't take you that long to get into it. You're looking down. There's it's narrow, but there's like a stairwell that kind of spirals down into the darkness. It's very tight, and it's very, very dark in there. Who wants to go down first?
I'd say probably somebody with light.
Right.
I shall go
I'm
first.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Who's going?
John.
I will be going first.
Okay. So you're heading down. The spiral staircase winds around a little bit. Probably long enough for me to put in the sub-level that I didn't expect you to find this quick because wasn't supposed to show up on the map. But hey, technical difficulties aside, let's see here. All right. So tickety tickety. If everybody could please give me a, let's do wisdom checks. See if you notice anything
Oh, I'm
in
not good at those.
particular or scary.
Oh my god.
So, do we have at least one success there?
Yes.
Okay,
John
cool.
and Tucker have both succeeded, but we do have a crit fail from Vinthia.
Crit fail. Who crit failed?
Ventia.
Hey.
Ventia. Okay, Ventia, you're absolutely certain something is down there and lurking in the dark. And you take a little bit of coaxing to get down.
I slap you.
So,
Jeez.
yeah,
Pull
it's,
yourself together.
yeah, slap, 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 slap. So, okay. So let me throw this Let me throw this sub-level in here for a second. So we're going to account for this extra time as all of you, come on, how bad can it be? I mean, it's a dungeon, but how bad can it be really? Okay, so line to grid. Hee, hee, hee. Oh, blah, blah. Okay, so align to grid. Perfect. All right, let me throw in some darkness here. In the velvet darkness of the burning night. Fog of war. Reset fog. Okay. Und. Glauben, Gleben, Bleiben, Globen. Dynamic lighting. On and explore mode. Oh, explore mode for any of you who are interested in using Roll20. Explore mode means if they're not standing right there with a light source, they remember kind of sort of what it looks like in there. But it's a little bit of a memory. Okay, so let me throw in your characters. So John, you're the first. Oh shoot, John, you're the first one down. Tick 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 tick. Lighting level. Let's just do it quick and dirty. Let's see. Okay, so this ain't going to be perfect, folks, but forgive. All right, so again, cramped. The first thing that you notice coming down the stairs is it's not nearly as damp as it was up in the main mushroom cavern. Evidently, that door there did something to keep the wet out, so that doesn't suck. Let's see here. All right. Also, the kind of whole vibe of the place changes. You do have some mushroomy stuff down here, but this is obviously old stonework. Been around for a while. We don't have any like dwarves in the party, do we? You're all human folks.
I'm a halfling.
I'm an elf.
Halfling and elf. Okay. So the elf is like, and dwarven construction, how unique. But yeah, so no dwarves. The elf, you can tell that this is an architectural style that has not been used for a while. All right, so John, you come on in. That's not the right layer. You come on in to the bottom of the stairwell there. You're looking into a squares here are actually 5 by 5, so your lights are going to be extending a little bit farther. And let me turn your vision on. Come on. Vision on. Night vision on 20 feet.
Oh, and quick question while
So-
you're setting some stuff up.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the wizard class, and I was just wondering, are there such thing as spell slots?
Spell slots. I don't know if spell slots per se. You do have a limited number of spells that you can cast during the day. Let's see. So, let's see. Just for sneaky here. What spells do you know, by the way?
I took a few spells. I took Burning Hands, Light, Magic Missile, and Sleep.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so if you ever, anytime you cast a wizard spell, you can't cast it again until you successfully complete the rest. And you also have a potential mishap. What is the crud? Oh, that's on a critical failure. On a failure, it just doesn't, it goes away. Oh wait, spellcasting check. Okay, magic is fickle. So when you cast a spell, you do have to roll d20 plus your intelligence. The DC to cast it is 10 plus the tier. First level spell, you need 11 or better. Second level spell, 12 or better, and so on. If you do a critical failure on that, there's a potential mishap. You could blow up. You could target yourself with a spell. You can soak some disadvantage, whatever. Also, priests, if you blow a spell roll, you'll have to do some penance to get your spell casting ability back for that particular spell. There's a ritual you can do. We haven't gotten there yet. So, let me see here. So, John, on the map there, do you see yourself and light?
I just see myself.
Okay, so there's no, let's see.
No light.
No light, very dark. Why is that dynamic lighting? Dynamic lighting is on, save settings, close. Was that permanent darkness or? There we go. All right, I had it on permanent as opposed to explorable. Okay, so for where you're standing, you can see there is another short stairwell down to the east. There's an open room off to the west. Got a few mushrooms down here. So let me populate everybody else since John is not immediately big dead. So you're all in that first little area there. What do you do?
I don't quite see it
Yeah,
yet.
I can't see anything either.
Oh, okay. That's good. I haven't given you vision in the boob. All right. So token vision, save settings, token vision on, save settings, token vision on. All right. Now does everybody see?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. Beautiful. All right.
I can.
Can or cannot?
Cannot.
Cannot. And that's Venthea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see either.
Okay. Limit television, bright lights, save settings. I'm gonna stick everybody in this room over here just so. All right, so Venthea. Oh, that's because it's not representing you yet.
Oh, okay. I can see now.
Yep, kind of figured. Let me check. Tucker, you're also missing.
Yeah, I can't see anything yet.
Gotcha. How
There
about
we go.
me?
Now I can see.
There you go. Okay, so there you are. So you came down the stairwell there. There's a small room, 15 by 20, that you're in currently. Door to the south. There's also a short stairwell leading to the southeast. You see some mushrooms down there. There's been some subsiding. You don't know if before or after. You can also see a room across the way, maybe some doors there. What do you do?
Are there would are there any mushrooms growing down here, or like since it's like drier than it is upstairs, is there like nothing?
It is
There's some
drier.
mushrooms on the other side.
Yeah, it is drier. There are some fairly hefty ones down on the first landing there. Um, but uh yeah, there's a few, and in the cracks in the corners. Yeah. What are you looking for, anything in particular?
I'm just seeing if because I'm gonna assume that since I'm a herbalist, I might know like what a rare mushroom or a good mushroom would be.
For sure.
Like, do I see any?
Give me an intelligence roll. Just give me an intelligence roll depending on how well you do. I'll tell you what you find.
Okay.
I think if you click on your stats, it'll roll it automatically. Not
Yeah,
sure.
it came out to be an 18.
Oh, sorry, let's scroll down. Okay, 18, man. Okay, not only do you find a handful of tasty edible mushrooms, you also find a couple of a small handful, like one dose of like some very useful healing mushrooms. Um, Not as effective as like a healing potion or something, but if you put it on a wound, they might be able to get back some hit point. Let's see. No, if you pop one, you have like, yeah, if you popped a handful of them, you might be able to get back 2 or 3 hit points fairly quickly. Also, you do find this fairly sizable black mushroom um, that you've never seen before. Um, it doesn't it doesn't match the description of any mushroom that you've ever even heard of. But it's do you know what I mean by a portobello? What is
Yeah.
it? Big
Yeah.
cap. Okay. It's like a portobello. It's again jet black. Um, and you've got your little gloves on so you don't poison yourself. You sniff it. It smells quite tasty. It's like it smells like spiced beef, actually. Vaguely, it's not like somebody's got a steak on a fire here, but it smells pretty tasty. If you don't want to eat it right now, you can stash it for later, for further investigations.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna stash all of them.
okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Write down that you have an extra ration worth of mushrooms and that you have some minor healing stuff. Cool, cool. All right, there is a door to the south, um, to another room. So what do you do?
I feel well. So there's a staircase still going down,
There is a staircase that's still going down, correct?
or do you want to clear the room on the south first? What calls to y'all?
What calls to you? Because I'm feeling the room in the south.
Personally, I think that we should go along the most civilized route. Anything that looks like someone has been here recently. I'm not a big fan of the mushrooms. I know that you like them. I think we go to the in the west room and go through that little doorway.
That sounds fine to me.
Okay, so you're going, I'm sorry, which direction?
This way.
Okay. Who's going through first?
I think Roan
Sh- sh-
looks
sh-
at
I mean, I could try to sneak in first, see if there's a trap I could disable.
Okay, so you're telling me you're checking the door for traps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't find any traps on the door.
Okay.
And a very gentle test shows you, it doesn't even look like there's a way to lock it. So might be stuck, though it is still a little humid down here. Might not be a quiet opening. What do y'all do?
I think unless Tucker wants to go, I think Roan's gonna look at John and be like, "After you."
Hee hee.
I
And
mean,
after me, I shall go. As I open the door and walk
Opening the
through.
door. Cool. All right, so 15 by 15 room. It's strangely, it's been occupied much more recently than you would have thought. There is there's some ottomans scattered around the walls. Looks shall we say vaguely ritualistic. You've got like feathers and there's a dish that probably held some incense in it at some point. Um, just yeah, somebody's been down here, maybe not in the last 24 hours, but in the last week or two. There's a small altar set up over here on the south side. Um, yeah, and for those of you interested in religious studies, this is obviously a minor shrine of some kind. You're not really sure what god. What do you do?
I'd like to study the shrine a little bit while everyone else does whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna case the room for anything like an item or if there's anything left in here treasure wise.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him look.
Okay, cool. Anybody searching, give me an intelligence roll, please.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, so Venthea T. You there's a let's see, let's start from the beginning. So everybody's searching. Oh no, just Roan, Tucker, and Venthea, correct?
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Roan, you find a couple of sticks of incense. They're not very big and they don't particularly smell that great. They were tucked underneath the incense bowl. Might be worth a couple of coppers or a couple of silver someplace to a suitable person. Tucker, you don't really find anything, though the altar is kind of creeping you out a little bit. Venthea, you on the other hand, you find this is obviously all old dwarvish architecture, and they're the stones in the floor are these axe head shapes. So it's again, if you imagine a double bitted axe fitted into another one, it's a beautiful little pattern. One of them was loose. You pop that up. There's a secret compartment under there where you find a wavy bladed ritual dagger about this big, and they're not coins necessarily, but they are silver medallions about coin size. The one side has got like mystical sigils on it of some stripe. The other side has got something your eyes don't really want to focus on. One of those eldritch abomination from beyond kind of a thing. A lot of too many tentacles, too many eyes. Makes you a little sick to your stomach. But they are silver, so again, maybe pass them off as coins to anybody not paying attention, or find a buyer. Other than that, your search is unfruitful. So what do you do?
I'm gonna give a few of the coins to Tucker, and can I get a closer like inspection of the stagger? Like, is it magical or is it like just like a funky looking knife?
Do you have any magical detection abilities, detect magic, identify, that sort of thing?
I got a high wisdom.
Um, well, knowing what you know about the world, it's the kind of thing that might be magical, but unless you had access to like detecting any active magic or spells on it, you're not sure. You're not certain. Might take some, excuse me, might take some additional investigation before you can figure that out. Alrighty. So if somebody would be so kind, in cash and prizes, as to give me, I need, let's see. I'm gonna need somebody to roll some dice. Give me 10 seconds to see which one's here. Oh, okay, got it. Let's see. If somebody could give me 2d6, a d8, and a d12, please.
So
I got the D12.
I'll do the 2d6, I suppose.
Okay,
And I will do the D8.
beautiful. Okay. 3 and a 3 and a 4. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Um, about that time, you hear off down the semi-broken corridor, down those short flights of steps. You hear maybe some movement. So what do you do? It's off down this way.
I could possibly scout, but I don't have a good wisdom.
I do have a good wisdom, so I can scout with him.
Okay.
And if anybody else has plans,
But
or
you do have the
ideas,
light, that's my concern.
I can just give the light to someone else real quick.
Roan is getting into the back of the group again.
Okay. So anybody who's gonna go schmying down the little stairs there, it's more of a slope than it is a stairs, though it does have some irregular steps cut into it. So just move your things appropriately on that. Okay, so about there. Both of you give me a wisdom roll, please. Well, you don't hear anything.
Coast clear, gang.
Woo, we're safe.
Okay, yeah, whatever. It might have been, dripping water, falling rocks, odd echoes. Nope, you don't hear anything else. There is to your immediate east, there's a short drop off, maybe 2 or 3 feet. So you could step up into that next worked area. In there now you see 3 doors, 2 to the east, 1 to the south, and the irregular passage continues down to the southwest. What do y'all do?
Well, the coast is clear. Let's get going.
Okay.
John will be convinced.
Okay. So where to? John, you're in front again.
Yep.
So there. Okay. Your light shines on two strange looking creatures, John. They're mannish, head, shoulders, arms, legs. They look strange. Not something that you immediately can identify. Not goblins, not humans. Go ahead and give me D6, please. Okay. They are armed with uh, clubs and slings. They see you, their eyes reflect the torchlight or the lantern light very strangely. It's a greenish yellow, like cat's eyes reflection, and they both whip their slings and try to nail you with that. What's your armor class?
15.
15, 1-5. Okay, so let's go ahead and do 2d20. 12 and 12. Okay. What kind of armor you got?
Plate armor.
Plate. Oh, okay. One of them bounces a sling stone ineffectually off your breastplate. The other one does a clean miss. They both have fairly hefty clubs. You're not quite sure of the material that they're made of. And they charge you. So let's throw a few little dudes here onto. Let's see.
They're down the stairwell.
Yeah. Let's see. What are we looking at here? No, they're not that crazy. They're not kobolds. Let's just do orcs. Dun 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 dun. Set dimensions. Let's do that as the same as you guys. Set. Oh, that's too tiny. Sorry. Let's see. Set dimensions.
They're only that small. We got this easy.
Yeah, we got this. We got
Yeah,
this in the bag.
unfortunately, they've got 74 of their cousins immediately behind them. Okay, so they're about that big. I'm kidding. And then we're going to copy that.
Oh joy.
And paste. Okay, so we got these two guys with clubs. Yeah, they're down here and they're holding this the bottom of that slope. The clubs are somewhere between like short, like billy club and like two-hander, and they're glaring at you. Their teeth are fairly sharp looking, and they're ready for you if you come on down. What do you do? Oh, hey, let's roll initiative while we're at it.
I was about to say.
Initiative is going to be your dexterity, a d20 plus dexterity. Oh, critical fail, Tucker. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
You're feeling
Let's see.
There's a way to roll initiative.
So,
I just can't find it.
Tucker, you are dead last. And let's see. Yeah. So, let's see, what did I roll? Oh, okay. They will be acting last even after Tucker and or Roan. So, Vinthia, what do you do?
Can I charge at them with my mace?
Sure can. Charging, and you're going to try and hit the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to give you let's roll an advantage. Give me an attack roll with strength. Roll 2, please, with advantage. I think there's even an advantage button on your character sheet. Okay, 17 and 22. Boom! Boom. All right. So go ahead and give me a damage roll, please. Critical success on damage. Let's see. Combats. Let's see. So that would be, that was a 17. So it wasn't a natural 20. Okay. Just,
It
just,
was it was a natural 20 because I
oh,
rolled with
sorry.
advantage.
You rolled two, 17. So you rolled a 15 and a 20. Gotcha. All right. So when you automatically hit and is a critical hit, for those of you playing along at home, critical hits are on page 89 of the Shadow Dark rulebook. Critical hit. Double the attack, double the damage dice for the attack. So go ahead and give me double damage. Add your strength bonus once, however.
So
Okay.
that would be 9.
9. Boom! You knock this, whatever it is, off its feet. It impacts with a secondary crunch against the wall behind it. And this one goes down. Pretty sure it's not breathing. The big dent in the forehead that goes about halfway into the brain pan, that would be a good indicator. All right,
It
next
was
up.
in self-defense.
Yeah,
It was in
self-defense.
self-defense.
But Your Honor, he came around the corner and he fell on my dagger
And
17
he
times.
looked really scary,
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
Honor.
You were in fear for your life. All right, John. Your priesty type friend just charged past you and pounded that one. You're up. What do you do?
So John is going to just gently place his lantern
Mhm,
onto the ground
mhm.
as he then pulls out his giant greatsword from
Okay.
the sheath.
And
And then John's actually going to say, I'm sorry to do this, but well, you attacked us first,
yep.
as he will swing his giant sword
Okay. Give me an attack roll,
at.
please. Add your strength bonus. Oh, okay. That would be a fail. So you do notice something immediately. There's not a lot of room to swing in here. Next up, Tucker.
Okay. So I'm assuming any attempt to there's no way to hide in this scenario.
Um, maybe hide to get behind them so you'd have advantage on a sneak attack. No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take out my crossbow.
Okay.
Um,
Now,
and fire at. Oh,
firing into melee, if you hit,
is it melee?
oh yeah, they're right there with
Okay,
you.
never mind. Then I'm gonna take out my short sword.
Okay, so short sword out, that's your action. Next up, Roan, what are you doing?
I am shooting a magic missile.
Magic missile. All right, give me a spellcasting roll, please. Okay. Let's see. 11. Magic missile always hits though, doesn't it? All right, go ahead and give me a damage roll, please. Add your intelligence to the damage.
It's a 1d4,
Mhm,
and then that is +1. So
mhm. 3 points of damage. All right. So yes, it's obviously wounded, but not down yet. All right. So after that, it decides to take a poke at John. What's your armor class, buddy?
15.
15. Beautiful. We determined that before. My bad. All right. So the 20. No. Uh, failure again. Your greatsword wasn't doing a lot of good work, but you are able to parry with it. All right. Initiative. Everybody.
Oh, do we have to re-roll initiative?
Let's try it.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Tucker, aha, you're more prepared now. Oh, and so is John. Okay, Roan's still dragging, but John, since you're right there in front of everybody, with the exception of Ventia, go ahead and do what you're doing. What is it?
Yeah, I would try to at least maybe maneuver a little better and take another swing with the
Awesome.
greatsword.
Go for it. Let's see. What did you roll last time?
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so 11 actually hits. Go ahead and give me some damage, please. Add your strength bonus.
That'd be
Oh,
4 damage.
you don't have a strength bonus?
I think that is with. Oh wait,
Oh,
is that
that,
with-
that counts it in. Okay, that is enough. With the assist of your wizard throwing around a magic missile, you knock this thing down as well. Okay, so you have two unusual humanoid type bodies here. What are you doing?
Can I loot?
I'm sorry.
Could I loot?
Sure. Okay, so they do have clubs. They're again unusual. They're some kind of woody type substance. You think it might even be like woody stem from a mushroom, fairly dense. It would take you an axe to get through it. Also, they're studded with very hard stone knobs. Um, so they do pack a wallop. Um, again, assuming they could actually hit you with one. They're well weighted. The fighter says they're good one-handed or two. Um, and one of them is obviously much better quality than the other. It's got some silver bands around it. Got a few sigils carved into it, that sort of thing. The creatures that you're looking at, slightly hunched, very pale skin, white, or the one has white hair, like sunlight on snow white. The other one is a vaguely yellowish. They've got uh, stronger jaw muscles than most people. They look like a very odd version of humans. Again, hunched, slightly longer arms. They're wearing leather armor. Doesn't look well. Oh, it's not even like animal skin leather. This is if you had to guess, this is some kind of mushroom, like a skin off of a mushroom, real thick, obviously been treated with something, but looks vaguely protective. Um, they've each got a sling still usable, and they've each got a pouch of sling stones. The stones are the same black stone that the clubs are studded with.
So
Go ahead.
you did say the clubs had sigils on them.
One of them does. One of them looks fairly utilitarian. The other one looks like it was made special.
Could I pass that to my more magically or religious inclined friends to see if they know anything about that?
Sure. Who's going first? Cleric or wizard?
I want to go first as the wizard.
Okay. So, okay, your extensive magical studies, um, magic runes, they're not actually a language per se. They're a physical representation of a particular type or power of magic. So they're fairly universal. This one has got runes on it of, you think it's some kind of strengthening magic. So this thing is going to last longer. It's going to be more durable, um, and probably could take a harder hit than the other one. So it's going to be harder than regular wood or whatever you want to call this. Also, it does have some runes that would indicate that it is enchanted to hit harder and hit better. So you might be looking at a magical weapon here.
Can I take that ritual dagger I have and can I like stab the body and see if anything happens with it?
See, my imp of the reverse says it immediately turns it into a vampire who gets up and kills all of you. But no, it's I mean, you're like stab, stab, stab. Hey, does this look more stabby to you guys? Stab, stab, stab. Doesn't appear to be anything special. Oh, and you realize then after you get the green off of it, the blade is actually bronze. So you might want to be careful that you don't bend it, and it will probably require some additional sharpening.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Do we want to just venture forward?
Yeah. Does anyone want the club?
I didn't hear that well.
Does anyone want the club?
You know, I'm good.
I don't need it.
Okay. Larcenous one, our thief, that's worth something. Even
That's
if you
worth
don't
something.
magical weapons, yes, magical
All right,
weapons
then.
are worth
Then I
quite a bit.
take it.
Yes, yes. It's like, I'm not going to use this, but somebody's going to like to crush skulls with it. It's great.
I got to
All
keep
right.
it in mint condition.
Yes, yes. Okay, so from where you're sitting, from where you're standing now, you see that the passageway actually, oops, didn't mean to do that. Wrong select. Arg. Okay, from where you're standing, you actually see that the passageway there continues underneath that other room. So you're because you're a level below. Um, so on the map, it's the map. It's the map. It's the map. Let's do some brackets. So it actually continues like uh, this underneath that room. You also see down to the south, like immediately south of you, you're looking down a drop off into another like mushroomy type space. Um, so what do you do?
You want to just keep going down?
Which way do we want to go?
Mm,
I mean, I want to go to the mushroomy space. I don't thoughts.
If we're gonna find,
how big are these mushrooms?
Some of the mushrooms, the ones down here, they're typical ones. The ones that you walk past behind you, though, they're 5 feet around and about 3 feet tall.
Are they? Oh, so for the ones that are in the taller area,
Oh, okay. This is not exactly climbing, more acrobatics, but yeah, you figured, a little practice, you could probably jump from one to the next if they were growing close enough to each other.
okay. So, but I'm assuming people would still be able to see me on them.
Easily,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
if you're going to be head and shoulders above everybody else.
Got it.
So what do y'all do?
I say if there's gonna be more magic stuff, let's head towards more of the magic stuff. That seemed pretty interesting. Didn't enjoy the danger as much. Glad you guys could handle that. Yeah. Let's go under the other room because it seems like this
Welcome
is
to the crawling life, Ron.
Okay,
yeah.
so John, move your icon to the other side of that room, please. Since again you're in front. Okay, so there's again one of those natural slopey, steppy types things, which again leads to a small drop off. Again, probably only a couple of feet, and in there you see this is apparently where the water and stuff that what got through has leaked in. Again, the big mushroom there is almost 10 feet across. And what do y'all do?
The mushroom that's 10 feet across, how tall is it?
It's brushing the top of the cavern, so probably again, good 10 feet up.
I mean, I'm not gonna have a great vantage point just because it's dark, but I could try to get up there.
You could. You could. You could.
Could I look around and see if there's also any like interesting mushrooms around here again?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll, please. Okie doke. Dang. Yeah, again, you find another ration of food worth of edible mushrooms, looking pretty tasty. You're like, ooh, mushroom stew. You're gonna be like Samwise Gamgee, mushrooms, chop them up, put them in a stew. Um, off, uh, uh, go ahead and move yourself everybody into the mushroom chamber if you're going with. And you do find more of those big black ones. Um, yeah. Um, looking and smelling good. Again, over to the east, there's a little mini escarpment, again, probably 2 or 3 feet tall, into another bigger mushroom chamber. Um, and there's more mushroomy goodness to the south of you.
I think Roan wants to try something. He's feeling a little bit of interest since we did just take down two things and there was a little bit of someone could have gotten hurt, but no one did. So he's still kind of on that adventurous thing. Could I try and see if I can cast Burning Hands on like a smaller mushroom just to see how flammable they are?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a spell casting roll, please. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Roan puts his thumbs together and torches one of these small mushrooms. Just give me a d20.
All right.
See what happens. Oh, okay. This one actually seems to be fairly flammable, not in like not in like boom flammable, but like you torch it and it burns fairly merrily, um, giving off as much light as a torch, probably. Um, you there's no theoretical bias against carefully chopping one of these up into more torches for you. If you found some similar mushrooms around, and there seem to be a couple of them. Um, the only thing is they don't give off a lot of smoke, but they do give off a pleasant, distinctive, and odor of somewhere a cross between cinnamon and burning garbage.
Oh,
The burning garbage part is a little bit lighter, but it's not. It's a mixed bag. It's not entirely pleasant. You also don't know how far that smell would carry. So,
Okay.
but yes, if you were in a safe place and needed like a campfire or an emergency torch to stick in something, and you didn't mind the stink, yeah, any one of those could be useful for it.
We could
So
use that as a distraction at some point if we needed to.
if you could, yeah, sure could. So what are y'all doing?
Could I you said it could be used to possibly be a torch. I'm gonna go ahead and try and maybe do it
Okay,
for like one torch worth.
okay. So do you have any kind of bladed weapon?
I actually didn't work on gear as much. That was the one thing I was a little bit confused on. So, what
Okay.
would I have?
If you don't have it listed, oh, you don't have any gear listed at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's vaguely important in this system because you can only carry a limited amount of gear. So I'm going to say you've got, whether you're using them or not, there is something called they don't call it an adventurer's kit, but it's something similar. Let's see. Mundane gear, resource management. Um, let's
They
see.
call it a crawling kit.
Crawling kits. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's say you got a crawling kit, and your crawling kit, you can start out with a crawling kit, one weapon, leather armor if you can wear it, and a little bit of cash. Um, call it five gold or equivalent. So that means you have a backpack, you have flint and steel, you have one torch, some food rations, three days worth of food. You got some iron spikes, a grappling hook, and some rope. 60 feet of rope. And I can get that. Here, let me just grab it. Also, most of that stuff takes 1 slot. So item is first, quantity is second, not very good spacing here. Slots is third, and cost is last. So the backpack is 0 slots, flint and steel is 1, torch is 1, rations, etc., etc. I'm sorry, torch is 2 slots? Yeah, torch is 2 slots. Rations is 1. Oh, 2 uses. So 2 torches, 1 each, and some iron spikes, some rope, and a grappling hook. Also, you can start with a weapon of your choice. What are you thinking?
I'm just gonna go with something simple and just say like a short sword.
Short sword? Okay. Okay. Long knife, short sword. Perfect. All right. So with your short sword and maybe a little help from somebody, what's your strength, boss?
My strength is 11, so 0 modifier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do it. So with a little leverage on the old short sword, you're able to cut. Actually, you're able to cut one of these into 8 pieces. You cut it in half and in half, and so you've got these 8 kind of spindly torch-like objects. So you can add 8 torches. You're probably going to have to divvy those up because you can't carry as much. Let me throw the dog a bone. Each 2 of these torches only count for 1 gear slot because they're kind of skinny and fit together pretty well. So
I'll carry 2 of them if anybody else wants. There's still you said 8, so there's still 4 more if anybody wants a cinnamon garbage torch.
cinnamon garbage torch.
Man, you probably sell that, and then people would buy it, like a
People buy
scented
anything.
candle.
Who will buy anything, Taylor?
Okay. And about that time, your torch burns out and your light spell uh, stops working. So you are entirely in the dark.
Who has
Who's
a
got,
torch that can light up?
who's got flint and steel?
I got flint and steel.
All right, go ahead and give me a dex roll. See how long it takes you to spark that bad boy up. Oh, actually, no, you do actually have a little bit of light because Roan's first mushroom is still burning nicely. So anybody who wants to light a torch off of the mushroom fire, you can. And Roan, I don't know if you can cast that light spell again without resting first.
Yeah, no, I can't. I've been keeping it up. The only spell I can use currently is sleep.
Is sleep. Gotcha.
Because I only have to
Gotcha.
use
Gotcha.
them like 1 time each, right?
Okay. You're a little faint.
Okay. Sorry.
So all
There we
right.
go.
So,
I'm only able to use each spell 1 time, right? Until I rest.
until you rest, correct. So, I will say you all have a couple of unexplored places behind you. John, you're not real comfortable with that. Having what is that doing that? With the whole having unexplored split spaces behind you. But you do have 3 doors there that you're thinking about looking into. And if Roan needs a rest before you can proceed, you might find a place to do that.
Let's go check out those rooms.
Let's backtrack then.
Yeah, we can backtrack.
Okay. John, are you still? One thing you do notice, thiefly type Tucker, there is a sloping passageway out of this area. It looks like this is where the majority of the water drains out. Though it does collect, since these go down a little bit, it does collect here. You do see signs that maybe the water level has raised or lowered depending on the section shows signs that it's been repeatedly flooded and dried out. It's currently in a dried out status. but there is a sloping passageway that you think you might all be able to fit through. Down, it's going down at a fairly steep slope, however.
I think I do share that with the group, and like if we want to proceed, if we do go that, we can, if that's infrastructure, right? Like it's, or is it natural?
At this, your best guess is that it's natural.
Okay. So it could lead us to an area where if there was, like, say they said this place was once inhabited by dwarves, if they use that like natural drainage system as either irrigation or their sources of water, that could lead us into a deeper part of the mine.
Yes, that could lead you deeper down within. Um, though, of course, um, um, sometimes sometimes deeper isn't always better,
Mm-hmm.
uh, as far as danger goes. So up to you. Um, but
What are we all feeling?
again, it is an option.
I mean, we could just go the way we came, like backtrack.
Yeah, let's just backtrack for now.
Okay, so yeah, you go through the area where the dead whatever is. Venthia, you're in a room that's got 3 doors, 2 to the east and 1 to the south. Oh, who lit a new torch, by the way?
Uh,
I will
I
I
probably
light
would if
didn't.
we
one.
used the light.
I will light one cinnamon garbage torch, please.
Beautiful. All right, and the clock is ticking. John, I'm sorry, who had the shield with the torch on it? Or
That
the
was
light on
me.
it?
That was
Okay.
me.
Okay, so that would be Venthia.
Yep.
Okay, let me turn off your light then here. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So tokens, turn up. Stop moving, Venthia. Sheesh. Some people and their kids, I swear. All right, so your light is currently off. All right. So who's doing what? 3 doors, contents unknown.
So right is always wrong. So let's go to the top door.
Top door. Okay, so doing anything on this side of it, Venthia?
I might turn to my pal and be like, "Do you want to work your magic?"
Yeah, I got this. Is it locked?
No, that doesn't appear to have a lock.
All right, then can I
Check for traps.
check for traps? Yeah, and like make sure it's okay to go through.
You don't see any signs of traps. However, you do see signs that it's kind of wedged. The humidity has expanded the door in the frame, so it might take a good boot to get through it.
I do have a crowbar. If I could see if I could pull it open.
I got a mace.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me a strength roll with at advantage, because you got the crowbar. Easily. Okay, so the door pops open. John, you're the first one through.
I would think following the same pattern. I would think so.
Cool. One moment. Fog of war, da 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 da, fog of war, da 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 da. So you immediately notice you got a couple of old ratty curtains, tapestries maybe on the walls. They're pretty mildewy. Um, not looking not looking particularly peachy in here. Um, smells bad. But again, you do have 2 doors that you could close and possibly wedge shut um, with some of your iron spikes. What do you
Um,
do?
I I I think I want to look at the tapestries. I know they're kind of ruined, but do they point towards any sort of magic, any previous inhabitants other than the dwarves?
Good question. Um, they are again torn up and ratty. Um, they're probably also dwarvish. Um, but they don't look like they started out here, if you know what I mean. Um, if you go into a library and there's this huge, like a huge painting of, dragons killing minotaurs. It's like, is this the history section? What is this doing in here? So uh, they look like they were salvaged from someplace. Both of them have been cut off. It looks like the top half. I'm sorry. It looks like both halves of an old tapestry that was cut in half and used to curtain both the sides. You also behind this one, you find another door.
Is there like any crates or something in the room that I could look inside?
Um,
Or is it
you
just a
find
tapestry?
again the two half tapestries, old and ratty, again dwarvish, just depictions. It looks like not quite a victory banner, but like the old Soviet Russian murals where it's the Soviet socialist workers. There's the farmer and there's the engineer, and they're staring off into the distance and great.
Mhm.
It's that kind of dwarves are cool, and the dwarvish miner and the dwarvish warrior protect the dwarvish women in the background, thumbs up, and the dwarvish kids running, that kind of a thing. It's got a slight propaganda bent to it. It's really weird though, because the head's all cut off. The head's all cut off at the bottom of the one, and so there's a lot of like headless torsos on the one to the south. Who was looking for stuff?
I was.
Tucker. Tucker, you find some obvious signs in the middle there. Somebody or something uh, made a campfire in here at some point. Um, and you might find some like food detritus, old and rotty. Um,
How old is the campfire?
Give me an intelligence roll. Um, More than days, probably less than months, so weeks.
Okay.
Oh, interestingly, who's got the highest intel?
I have a
Uh,
+1.
my intelligence is +2 at 14.
Oh, beautiful. Um, Something that's sticking out in your head, the kind of vaguely human type things, um, weren't carrying any food.
Huh.
Could be feeding off the mushrooms.
Could be eating off the mushrooms.
Sure.
True, but if they weren't carrying any food, that means that this is a separate group that could be
That
in
had
here.
food.
Uh-huh.
Mayhaps.
So yeah, maybe this first group were creatures of the cave.
Can we hear anything right now?
You haven't heard anything um since the fight. If you take a minute to shush everybody, um you're like, I don't know, man, I'm not hearing anything.
So
So
we should
no.
we should keep an eye out.
Hmm.
But if I
Yeah,
keep on stealing their mushrooms, they won't be able to eat anything to weaken our opponents.
how long do you think it would have taken us to get to this point?
What do you mean?
Like earlier in the day? Because would it be justified to take a rest now, or should we wait?
Again, you've only been down here an hour ish.
Yeah, I think we should keep pressing on a little bit.
Right.
Right.
Point of fact, your wizard is a little squidgy about proceeding, since
Wait, is there no cantrips in this?
Nope.
Oh,
Evil.
Nope.
Sinful.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Rowan. You're not particularly good in a fight otherwise, correct?
No, I have a sword, and I just figured out I had a sword. If that tells anyone
Mhm.
anything, so I mean, I could. I have the sleep spell, but that's it.
Right.
maybe it's time to me.
The
Um,
honk shoe.
The
Either.
honk
How
shoe, yeah.
does there have to be a set amount of time for rest? Like, does it need to be like a prolonged rest, or
You're talking the difference like a short rest, long rest, fifth edition
yeah,
kind of a thing.
yeah,
Um, well, two things. One, you don't really have a good way to keep time down here. No sunlight. Um, the only thing, what you could do is you can make a campfire. Campfire's rules is written burn for about 8 hours. And that counts as a full rest. Anybody missing any hit points heals up to full, because you had a chance to, bandage things up and loosen things up. And you can prepare your spells again. Campfires you need 3 torches to make a campfire. Of course, you were clever enough to find some mushrooms that burn. So if you didn't mind a mushroomy campfire, you could do that as well. What do you do?
I mean, beggars can't be choosers. If they have a campfire, and even if it smells bad.
yeah. If you guys
But
don't
then
mind,
people
it
would
would
know where
be.
we are.
That's true. John, what are your thoughts? I know we're in an enclosed space, so this might be the safest spot to rest, but we can keep going forward if you want to like explore deeper. I'm all about safety. Safety first, guys. Safety first.
Yes. You follow the goddess Osha.
Wish it wouldn't break.
Yeah, don't put the oil with the torches. No, that's a bad idea. It's a violation of OSHA standards.
So, I mean, I'm down for a campfire. If we want, we could try to hang the tapestry near the entrances so it kind of shields us.
Oh, that's very clever. Mark 1 experience for that if you try it.
Real quick,
Just so
before we
like
rip them down,
Wasn't there a room behind them?
were
Yes.
there any like visible symbols? I know you said it was mostly dwarves, but did they appear to have like any clan that they come from that this painting might have been based around?
Yeah. Not tapestry, not painting. Yes. There is a prominent sigil that appears on armor and like the surcoats over armor. It is a white field. I'm sorry, yeah, a white field with a crossed single-bladed axes. The blades point down. Give me an intelligence roll there, Roan.
All right, this is what I'm good at. Oh, not good at it.
Um, okay. Um, it's obviously like a clan symbol. You're not familiar with like the double axe clan or the black axe clan or whatever this is. But you assuage yourself by saying everybody agrees that the dwarves who were here are long, 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 long gone, and nobody really seems to know where they went.
Okay.
So might not, you've bumped into a couple of dwarvish clans, the Golden Axes, you know, etc. But this isn't one that you're familiar with. However, you would recognize the iconography again if you bumped into it.
Okay. That's all I wanted to get from these.
so do we want to use them as like doorway covers?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. So it only really takes one, and after suitable application of pokey stuff, you're able to seal, you think, the doorways from exuding a lot of smoke. Though your elf says, we probably don't want to seal it up too hard, because we'll run out of oxygen, or we'll run out of breathable air. You don't know the word for oxygen. We'll run out of breathable air down here pretty quick. So what do you do?
I am going to sleep. I will see
Okay.
you guys a little later.
I will take watch if
Okay.
needed.
Tucker, are you going to be doing any sneaking around while everybody else is getting a good rest?
I might be just like perusing the area with the torch.
I think I'll probably do the same.
Okay. You got two doorways that are currently uninvestigated. Who's going where?
Well, I want to stick together if you're holding the torch.
I'll go ahead and
I
give you
think-
guys the torch that I had burning, and you said it takes 3 to make a campfire.
Correct.
I'll go ahead and burn my remaining cinnamon garbage torches.
Okay. Okay. And you can, again, you're all seasoned adventurers. You can make it so that it's giving off a little bit of light there, enough to at least fill the room so that you can see something coming if it comes through the door. All right.
I think
so-
maybe one person should wait with Roan just in case he is sleeping.
I mean, I'm here. I never left.
Just in
Right.
case people do show up and Roan's asleep.
Right.
For context, is a long rest, does it need to be 8 hours of sleep? Or can it be just I'm sitting there and just hanging out, kind of not really doing anything?
Yeah. You're hanging out, not really doing anything. The rules assume that you could even take a stretch at keeping watch.
Okay.
So, all right. So, resting. John, pick one of those doors. Tell me which one you're going through.
I think the one on the outside the
The
room
one-
that we're currently
The one
in.
straight out of this room.
Uh,
Oh, that one.
this
Okay.
one.
All right. So, let's see. You enter that one. And yeah, it's a 10 by 15 room. You do see another door off to the east. This room is fairly featureless, and the door there creaked a lot. You don't think it's been opened in a very, very, very long time. The one to the east looks similar, you think?
Okay.
Tucker, are you taking a look around to see what you can find?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a search roll, please.
Is that intelligence?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the go ahead and go over into the same room as John. This room is again, hasn't been used in a while. A long while. You think it may have been storage at some point. Yeah, go over to the west a little bit there, Tucker.
Okay. This way?
That's east.
Oh, other way. Yep, there we go. Huzzah.
Huzzah. So yeah, you're looking around in there a little bit. Yeah, not finding much. But you do a fairly exhaustive search and you convince yourself that there's not much to find.
I mean, there's always another room.
Correct.
And away we go.
Going to anticipate that you bop in there a little bit. Let me remove this. Again, 15 by 15, there is a odd little diagonal stairwell leading down, only about 5-6 feet. Also unused. The walls here are actually carved with like probably some sort of religious symbols. The impression you get is rest and healing, maybe. maybe this was a place where you don't see any signs of remaining furniture, but this might have been like a ritual space to cast healing spells. That's your best guess.
Could I take an etching of one of the ones on the wall to bring back to the group?
Got any paper
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think I actually do.
in
You don't
your
understand.
in your gear list?
No, I do not have any paper.
Gotcha. So you don't have any to do that. Um, I mean, if you were to ask Roan really nice, Roan does have a spell book that might have a few extra sheets of paper, might loan you some charcoal, but he is sleeping currently, so I don't know if he's going to be happy with you waking him. All
Yeah.
right. By
Same
the
with
clock,
me, man.
folks. By the clock, folks, we are at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your torchlight, I'm going to put on pause here for a little bit. We are going to be taking a short break, bio and otherwise. So, thank you again, faithful viewers, for showing up on this one. We're real excited to get the new season of No Theoretical Bias started up for all three crews. And hint, we may even be starting a fourth. Don't tell anybody yet that's a TBA. So, all right. So we're going to be taking 10 minutes. Head on out, do that voodoo that you do so well, and we will see you in about 10. Count us out, sir.
1.
Welcome back, folks. No theoretical bias. Dungeons deep and caverns old. Shadow dark. All right. When last we met, well, you've been watching, we hope. All right. So, let's just say that, y'all have got about 8 hours to do anything campish that you want to do. A couple of folks have been looking around into some abandoned rooms to the south of where you're making a temporary camp. If anybody wants to do anything intellectual, read a book, study some of the stuff that you've already found, etc., just let me know. I will go around the circle. I know that Roan is basically resting and replenishing spells. Are you changing any of your spells, by the way?
I'm able to change spells. I had no idea.
Yeah, you only can cast a certain number of spells per rest period, but you can switch them up if you want.
Could I do like, okay, I want to be able to cast, I want to prepare 2 magic missiles and a light and a burning hands instead of preparing a sleep?
Sure, you've got four spells total.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay, just make a note of it. Anybody else doing anything intellectual at this point? Studying.
Can I be like very, very closely examining the black mushrooms and the dagger?
Yes. Okay, the black mushrooms. You do all the like minor tests. They don't show any sign. They don't show any of the characteristics of a poisonous mushroom. So you do the thing. You cut off a little bit. You rub it on your lip. You wait a half an hour to see if anything tingles or goes numb. They're quite tasty. And you don't notice any immediate ill effects. What's your wisdom?
18.
Oh, okay. Well, you can resist the urge to consume one of these unless you want to try it. If you had like a wisdom of 6, you already would have eaten one of them. But if you want to give it a snack chance, you can. You're fairly. Oh, and it doesn't. The little bit you sampled isn't giving you any hallucinogenic effects or anything like that. Your stomach isn't turning over. Are you going to go for it? Or are you going to wait until later?
I might eat one, see what happens.
Okay. This thing is delicious. Okay. Depending on which flavor you focus on, it's either like a really rich steak, tasty. But if you kind of think about it and focus it a different way, it tastes almost like chocolate. If anybody's ever had a good chocolate mole, similar, really yummy. Fills you up. And yeah, you think about, oh, maybe I'll have a snack, maybe some beef jerky or something. Nope, full to the brim, and feeling good about it. Long story short, you never notice any negative effects, and one of these bad boys is suitable for like nutrition. You think if you ate 2 of them a day, you could just go. You're mentally keeping note of whether or not anything long term shows up, but for now, you've got some tasty black cap mushrooms. I think you got 3 or 4 of them at this point, so you can write that down. The last one, you got 3 of them. Anybody else doing anything intellectual?
I have one question about
Sure.
system wise.
Sure.
I'm looking at like the results of spells, and it says if you succeed on the spellcasting check, the spell takes effect, right? But if you
Right.
fail, then you can't cast it until you complete a rest. Is it only if I fail that I lose that spell?
Really good question.
Because if it is, my wizard spell economy goes up. If it is not,
That's
I
true.
stay the same.
That's true. All right. So casting spells. We cast a spell. That's a free spell. We succeed. The spell takes effect. We fail. Double effect. And then focus. Spell. Critical failure. Penance. Okay, I'm wrong. You don't lose the spell unless you fail the spellcasting roll. So yes, so just
All right.
don't fail on those. So if you wanted to pick 4 spells that you're going to be wandering around with today, do that. Thank you.
All right.
Better living through group brain. Just remember, folks, none of us are as smart as all of us put together. All right, so you're all well rested. Um, uh, everybody, if you could want to mark a ration, except for Venthia, um, you're already full. What do you do? You've got the possibility of going back up into the big mushroom cavern, or following the sloping natural channel down deeper beneath the mountain.
I'm feeling the channel.
There might be some good stuff down there. I'm feeling channel.
Okay.
I do have a grappling hook I can set up if we're concerned about like the slope.
Okay. It's again fairly gradual, so you don't have any concerns now, but you do have the grappling hook and rope in case it gets scary a little bit later on. Okay, so heading down that way, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm not going to be doing the dynamic lighting on this one because it's just going to be easier for me to do it the other way. All right, so long story short, it takes you a while. Again, the slope is gentle and gradual. Obviously water carved over a very, 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 very long time. So you're going to burn. How many torches do you all have combined?
I think I have 2 left.
I got 0.
What did you do with those other? Because you had 8. What did you do? And you had 8. You used 3 for the campfire. What'd you do with the other 5?
I left them there. I don't think anyone else picked them up.
Oh, okay. Well, if you wanted to snag them on the way out, that would work as well. Okay. So, long story short, you have to burn another 2 of those just following this passageway. And you start using one of your half burned ones, starting now. Okay, so this is a long, long, long haul. Um, no side passages. No sign that a lot of people have been around and about here. And it's just broadly down. So you're quite relieved that it opens up before you hit an underground lake or something. So I'm gonna pop everybody onto the new map, and then show you where you're at. Your only concern is you are fairly quickly going to be at the point of no return. And by that, I mean, if you don't find any more of those cool Bernie mushrooms, you might be out of light for the return trip. Since you've already bumped into some unknown nastiness down here already. Yeah, it's scary and dangerous down here. So that's, I don't know if it's weighing on everybody's mind, but it's definitely weighing on Romans. Okay, so you should be looking at a black page here, and let there be light. All right, so it opens out here at again, water. This is dried out layers of muck and detritus over tens of years, hundreds of years. So there's several flat drop off like plateau type places. And yeah, natural area. Again, each of these squares is about 10 by 10. So I'll carve you some. Let me just. Anyway, doesn't matter. Won't worry about it right now. All right. So the area here is fairly broad, like 50 feet roughly across from where you're at right now. A little bit of scouting around in the dimness. The passage, the space continues to the south and to the north, opens up both directions. It's not quite like a figure eight here. There's some of your old buddies, the mushrooms, another drop off into another wet area. However, to the northeast, over this direction, you do see some light sources. And the light sources are in apparently in torches or something similar next to some doors. There's one right here. And there's one right there. And in the light, it's again fairly dim, but in the light, you can see that there are people or people-shaped objects standing guard in front of the doors. They notice your light apparently about the same time you notice theirs, but they don't immediately move to attack. You definitely seeing armor, metal armor glinting in the light, helmets. You think you're seeing crossbows and axes, but again, they've got a slight height advantage because the land falls off there again a couple of feet. They're not immediately attacking. What do you do?
How far away would you say they are?
Again, each one of those squares is 10 by 10, so it's 60 feet. It's far distance, not near.
Okay, let me just see.
Me and Ginzel can't move our characters.
Oh no. Let's see.
Okay,
Don't know why.
missile, far. Okay.
Don't know why the settings don't transfer from one to the next.
Oh, I have advantage on magic missile. No idea. Cool.
Wow.
You have advantage on that?
Yeah, apparently magic missile for wizards is duration is instant, range is far. You have advantage on your check to cast a spell, and it's just 1d4.
Okay.
So
Cool. So
no
that's
There we go. I can move them.
That's your ease of use. Tucker, you can move yours.
Yep.
Hold on just a second. There we go. All right. So now we got everybody. All right. So, so you're basically in your little circle of torchlight there, unless you don't want to be. And again, you got lanterns or torches glowing near a couple of doors with armed and armored defenders. What are y'all doing?
So, I mean, we could always try the. I know. I think there's a good route they're gonna fire at us if we get close. There's a good chance.
Yeah.
Everybody give me a wisdom check, please.
Come on, wisdom, don't let me down.
3.
Oh, Roan, those look like dwarves.
Oh, okay.
And they your keen eyesight, you wouldn't notice except it's black on a white background. At least one of them is wearing that double axe symbol.
Okay.
Who's the most like personable and charismatic? Because I don't think Venthia is very like nice. I mean, she can put up a front, but like anybody else wanna like
Oh, I
I can
think-
take.
I want to do it.
I think I think
Alright.
Roan nudges John and goes, "Hey, those are the same dwarves from the. I think that we just came from their place." And then points out the black axes.
I can get in position from a spot they maybe won't see me.
Yes. But is that the tack you're taking?
I mean, maybe if things go wrong, just as like a plan B,
Gotcha.
I
because I
Um,
do have
go ahead.
across like just in case things go wrong. If they can't see me and I attack, I do get a lot of like advantages with that. Not advantages, but like benefits if I attack and they don't see me.
Okay. So you're probably not going to be the one to walk out and say hi.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're staying in the shadows. Cool, cool. Who is going to go over and say hi?
I will.
Okay, go ahead and give me a charisma roll, please. I'm sorry, it's 2d6 plus your charisma modifier.
So 2d6 plus charisma. And that's plus
Ouch.
1.
Oh,
Okay, that would be rules as written, hostile. So they open fire on you with the twang of crossbows.
all right.
Let's see.
And all
Your
I
armor-
wanted to do was say hello.
Right, your armor class is what?
15.
15. I keep asking and you keep telling. All right, so 15. There are four, let's say three people shooting crossbows at you. 15.
Oh, are we rolling initiative?
This is a surprise round since you weren't all preparing to fight. Not really a surprise, but they
Did I
did.
have a surprise attack then? Because I was preparing in the shadows.
Do you have anything that can strike at a 40 to 60-foot distance?
Yes, I have a crossbow.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So let's see. John, you take 2 points of damage. The bolt hit a weak spot in your armor or a joint. The other two, one missed, one bounced. So you're facing off against what looks like 3 dwarves with crossbows. You may or may not have a height advantage. Tucker, go ahead and give me a attack roll with advantage.
All right. Advantage.
Okay, definite hit. Go ahead and roll damage, please.
All right, I get 2 on these, I believe. I get 2
Yeah.
damage die.
Why so?
Because of my if you hit a creature who is unaware of your attack, you deal an extra weapon die of damage.
All right, go for it.
That's 2 on my crossbow. That is going to be 2d6 plus 3. Well, 2d6 plus. Do you want me to do plus 3 or plus 6? Because it's 2.
+3.
Plus 3. And then it's 1d6. So that's 6, 7, and then so that's 10 damage.
10 damage total. Okay, cool. Yeah, one of them drops. They both drop their crossbows. One of them rings a bell that is hanging there. If y'all want to roll initiative, you can.
Shit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And
Oh
okay,
man, we're beautiful
There's-
rolls.
they're slightly faster than you. So on initiative 9, one of them grabs their downed compatriot and they all bolt in through the northern door there. All right, so you are now in visual command anyway. You've been in this space. Again, very dark in there if you're not immediately in the torchlight, but you're aware of that space. Passageway continues farther to the north. You're hearing some hullabaloo from inside, from beyond that door. Sounds like a lot of people. I say a lot. It sounds like more than the three that you surprised, obviously.
Hmm.
We could light if we don't think we can take them on. As an idea, we could take the mushrooms, the flammable ones, put them outside the door, and light them on fire.
Yeah, I agree. That, or we could take a medium-sized one and cast light on it, and our man in the shadows could just start popping shots at him.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd happily stay in the dark as long as you guys can keep my location
I'm
a
gonna go ahead and
secret.
get magic missile like ready to go if that door opens, just to.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys wanna, I think we leave Mr. Sneaky Boy. You stay sneaking.
Okay.
John, are you fine with covering the door for right now while me and Vinthia like try and get something cooking here?
Okay.
And I'll be at your 6 in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're preparing that. If you want to move your little tokens to where you would be hanging out and keeping watch. As you're doing that, you hear a very deep-throated gong. Boom, boom.
What do dwarves like? Mining. Talk about mining.
Yeah. Pretty obviously some sort of an alarm. They bang on it a few times, or somebody does. It's beyond those doors. You can almost feel it in your bones. Um, hey, Ron, go ahead and give me a intelligence roll, please. That's good enough. You know, those low tones, the deeper tones, they carry a really, really long way, strangely enough.
Okay.
So, yeah. So what do you do?
Good to know. I think
Do
we
we want to
barricade.
go?
Barricade, don't burn, and then we need to go somewhere else.
Do we have anything to barricade with?
Giant
We have those
mushroom.
mushrooms.
But how strong are they? Because if it's just like the same consistency as plant, they could easily cut through it.
Yeah.
If you, I know at least one of you has iron spikes. If you spike the door, it would be very hard to get in or out.
I do have spikes.
I do
Let's
not.
make the door.
All
Okay.
right. Whoever's going to be doing that, give me a strength or dex, whichever your choice is.
I'll take Dex on this.
Okay. You do what you think is a fairly good job. Not going to hold him forever, but definitely slow him down. Passageway to the north, back up the sloping passage that you came in, or continue into the darkness in the south.
Let's go passageway to the north, just because if they're guarding, that there might be more of them up here. If we run into them, I want to go ahead and I know it's like I didn't see anything about readying an action, but I'd like to basically, if I see shoot first, ask questions later.
Gotcha. Okay. So,
Roan is here.
you bop. John, are you still in front?
Yep.
Okay. So you bop north a little ways. There is a curve to the passage. Don't get too far ahead here, folks. And then, tell me. Oh, this is obviously based on the silt on the ground. You are leaving fairly readily accessible footprints. This is probably the channel where the water continues to run once it comes down from up above. And there is a decided downward slope to the passage. It's not, it's not 45 degrees or anything, but yeah, water would run down here pretty easy. So you're in functionally a dry stream bed, about 10 feet across. And that opens up into an area. Again, you can't see too terribly far from where you're standing in the open way, but Yeah. There's another drop off there. Um, it's just looking down, you're seeing a little bit of reflection of like mud, something wet. It's not like standing water, but it's definitely something wet and goopy down there. What do y'all do?
I mean,
Well, I would assume they can't see without light because they had torches. If we needed to hide for a bit, we would have to snuff out one of our torches.
but that's a very valuable resource right
It
now.
is a very, very valuable resource, but if we need to hide, we need to hide.
Okay.
I mean, there's also okay. Now, I don't know how much of this idea I can work, but I do have the ability to go invisible for a couple rounds. So I could, I just see. I'm assuming if I'm invisible, I'm still gonna leave footprints in the silt, correct?
Correct.
Maybe I can make a wrong, like a wrong trail for them to follow,
Oh,
and then
okay.
come and then walk back on my own footprints to prevent showing me
Sure.
walking back.
Sure. So you're gonna scuff out the everybody else's footprints and then
Or
uh
I can do it without turning invisible, I think, because we have time.
sure, maybe. Go ahead and give me a
Wait.
dexterity roll. Was that it? Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Beautiful. All right. So you set out exactly what you wanted to do. Where are you leading the false trail?
so which way are we going?
We're going north.
You all headed
Maybe get it up the path here so they go back there
I can do that. Yeah.
set up a pathway where?
where
Uh,
we came from initially.
Oh, so it looks like
You may
you
have to
had to cut
excuse me for a little bit.
okay. Um, here's an advantage. You're going to be without light for a certain period of time there. Where is everybody else hiding?
And I'm sorry to do this,
Um,
but Chris and I appear to have a fire drill going on right now.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to No Theoretical Bias. Time, Tide, and Fire Drills wait for no man. So we may be reconvening here in a little bit after the all clear. Until then, signing off for the moment. Thank you so much. We will be talking to you very, very, very soon.
And 1.
Welcome back, folks. No theoretical bias. Sorry about the technical stuff. Time and tide. All right, so we're back. All right, when last we met, Tucker was just completing his very clever false trail. So you are where is everybody else hiding while Tucker is setting a false trail?
How far up does the little like opening right here lead?
You're gonna follow it north, or you're going down over the lip?
Uh, can we like see what's north?
Yes. Again, very dark down here, but reveal, 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 reveal. It continues. Long story short, you get to another drop off. You can see across it to the cavern wall. But this is all about where you can see from where you can stand. The passageway does kind of sort of continue to the west, but it is below that drop off. So
Hmm.
again, not much of a drop off, 4 or 5 feet, but
All right.
oh,
So
let me start that torch again. Sorry. Go ahead.
what do we? If we go down, would it be easier to get back up?
I mean, there's 3 of you. You could help each other up. You don't. It won't be a climb roll. It'll just be maybe a dexter. Maybe the person with the lowest dex might have to make a dex check to see how quickly you do it, and if you fumble it, maybe fall into a mud. But no, it's not. You're not climbing the North Face or hitting Everest.
Okay. I think it might be best to like go down and just like hide in behind one of the ridges. That would be the best to hide behind.
Okay, so just go down on the drop off, or put out your torches and wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Any other ideas?
I think that sounds good.
That's okay with me. However, I'm scared enough that we could make a run for it back to the entrance. I'm just saying. I know it's a bold idea, but I'm also okay with hiding. Hiding and running are like my 2 favorite things right now, so I'm okay with either of them.
I warn you, I can only do okay at one of those.
Gotcha. Once you take a quick look around, again, the space is not huge. Again, 10 by 10 squares. So, again, Tucker is already off. Tucker, if you could move yourself into that southern chamber.
Oh yeah.
Tucker's already off laying a false trail. So, however, John, he might have to borrow that lantern of yours to shutter it and make his way back. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I can. Thank you.
Okay. Ron, where are you?
I'm underneath Venthia here, just because
Oh.
it's yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you 3 figure that out. I'm going to tell Tucker what's up. All right, so Tucker, you have laid what you consider to be a really, really good fake back trail a little ways up the thing. And using your very, very shuttered lantern, you're currently walking backwards in your own footsteps. That's when you see some light approaching from almost due west. And this is an approaching, oops, wrong thing. This is an approaching group of probably warriors of some type. Let's see here. You hear the tramp of booted feet, the jingle of armor, and coming out of a side passage over here again, only about 10 feet wide, is a heavily armed and armored group of dwarves. Door shields, the missile troops have got heavy crossbows, pole axes, spears, all sorts of stuff. When they step out into there, you are able to see they've got lanterns and torches and things. In that light, you're able to see a little bit more of the space. There's some ruined walls to the south of you. This is obviously a unit that's used to fighting down here. They're checking their six. They're looking at all the shadows. Light sources are intelligently placed so that everybody can see. They march around over to the doors there, where you hear a soft series of knocks. It's fairly ornate, but it sounds like some sort of signal. There's some scraping from inside. You're hearing this from across the way. They're able to get the spikes out, and there is a conversation between, uh, based on the armor, somebody who's in charge of this other little military type unit, guard unit, and the people that you were shooting at. Discussion. A more lightly armored dwarf starts looking around, finds your back trail apparently, and signals. They've got some sort of sign language signals that at least that toward your direction. All right. You are currently out of torchlight and lantern light, but if somebody follows your back trail, they're going to walk right to you. What do you do?
I think we should hide in. Sorry, I think we should up top. We should hide individually rather than like all clustered in one group.
Yeah, I think we should be spreading out with Roan in between both of you.
Okay, so place yourself on the map there in your approximate locations. Okay. And
I think I'm gonna have to use my racial ability and just go invisible and turn tail.
are you going back up the passage, or are you going someplace else?
I'm gonna be going where everybody else is. I'm gonna be trying to be quiet as possible.
Okay, so you skirt around the dwarven troops there. Again, the black double axes are prominent on their gear. So Tucker, go ahead and move yourself up north to that group. That works. Yeah, their scout tracks your back trail. You are able to hear them talking. Do you, by any chance, speak Dwarvish?
I do not. I only know common.
I know Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay. Anybody else potentially speak Dwarvish?
I do.
You do. Okay. Well, echoing down the passageway there, you do hear voices speaking in Dwarvish. You're not. You're picking up more of like the cadence of the rhythm of the language as opposed to actual words. But yeah, it's pretty obvious someone's talking Dwarvish up there. On your exit, excuse me, on your exit, Tucker, um, they seem interested in the current events for obvious reasons, but you notice that a good third of them are watching due south. Okay, they're keeping a very hairy eyeball on due south, like they're expecting something bad to come from that direction.
Is due south where we are?
No, you're due north.
Okay.
Okay, but here on the mappage, it's like, see these ruined walls here. They seem to be expecting some badness from this general direction. All right.
So,
Go ahead.
I think we have some time to get out of here. like, or at least keep going to get out
Safely?
of this area.
I don't know, because we don't know what's down that
How
way.
many?
For all we
How
know,
many? How many are there?
10.
There's 10 of them, yeah.
All right, you could blast one without being seen, probably, right?
As long, I mean, yes, I just have to get into position, but they are thoroughly searching the area, so it would be harder.
Okay, so that's 9 that we have to for sure come against. I think they would
I
shoot
think
probably John pretty fast before you could get within range of like effectual melee. Distraction and then run.
So they already had the footpath. I don't know how long that's gonna hold them.
mhm.
Do we continue down? Is this a mud stream to our west?
Yeah, it's muddy down here.
Maybe,
Mm,
well, I didn't stay long enough to see if they only sent a group up, if they split up to send, like, they have people waiting down there and they sent a group up the footpath.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, it, like, if they did, we might have an easier time dividing and conquering.
okay.
Me, because in the map, Venthia is like right around a little corner. So
Mhm.
like, and like, she's a pretty like thin, pretty thin gal where she could hide easily, and you're still invisible. So the two of us could stay up here hiding if they were to go up and around the path, and then the two of you, if needed, could go try to be safe
We
and
we
like
could
escape.
ambush. If they're an effectual combat unit, they might
They might be expecting it though,
yeah,
Mhm.
but they're looking at the south, not the north. So we might
I've
have
read
a surprise
books.
round.
Yeah, I've read books from Moon Su, where he says that sometimes they'll only send like a quick response team. So maybe we do like a hey, I'm over here, and they send like only a few people, and we can pick off a few of them quickly
Who's the
before
fastest
running.
here? Because I do
That's the
have,
question.
I did see heavy crossbow units
Yeah.
that could, as long as people are not like okay with dodging, um,
I only have
it
a
might be
10.
seeing if we might get caught with a crossbow. That might be spell and end for a good amount of us.
Yeah, I'm very slow.
I'm not too slow.
I'm fairly quick.
It might have to be you. Maybe you pop a shot at them and then run. You know. Um. I think Roan is gonna ask that maybe when you do go up, you place a torch here, so that when they and then here, because we still have one, right?
Yeah, I just are we gonna have enough to get back?
Well, if we place one here, well, we can find some mushrooms to possibly make some more. But if we place one here, I think it would light the area up so that we could see them, but they necessarily wouldn't see us. Um, and we could like light them up if they get within that little light area, just to set up the ambush idea. If we don't want to ambush, that's totally fine. But if we do want to ambush, I think this is the way to go. Because
I don't know how.
if there's 10 now, there's probably more later.
I
So
request if we do, I would like to be positioned right here. Is it going? There we go.
okay,
So when they
yeah,
round the corner, they're not going to necessarily see me, so I can still get some unseen attacks.
yeah.
Okay, about that time, John, give me a wisdom roll.
18.
Okay, you do see it coming. There are three things. It's hard to get an eyeball. Oh wait, you don't have a light source, do you?
Nope.
I gave him back his lantern when I came back.
Oh, you do have your lantern back.
Oh, okay, I guess I do know.
Awesome. These three spindly, thin, um something or others come into the light and attack. And you're the one in front. Again, they're humanoid in shape. We're going to do a little bit of theater in the mind because I don't want to build a battle map and it's just you. Yeah, so you're there in that 10-foot passageway, three humanoid, black-skinned, uh, unsettling looking creatures are attacking you. What do you do?
My first instinct, I probably just like to try and defend.
Okay.
I would think.
All right. In the passage there, probably. Ooh, give me a dex roll just in case.
Okay.
Okay, you're not flanked. You're holding the middle since you got that great sword. All right, all three of them are attacking you. Your armor class is 15. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Two of them miss. One of them winds up a clawed hand and just punches the hell out of you. Hits a lot harder than a hand has any right to do. You take 11 points of damage. How are you doing?
Uh, I'd like to know if my max is 10.
Max is 10. Okay, so you're at 0 hit points. We will come back to you. The rest of you hear a you see the light over there, John's light touch the ground, which usually means bad things. You see him backlit, or you see him standing in the lantern light, sword out, defending. Three unrecognizable shapes at this distance, um, probably humanoid, are trying to jump on him, and one of them just knocks him back like 5 feet. The clatter is pretty loud, and John goes down and he's not moving. Roan, you're closest. What do you do?
Magic missile.
Magic missile, hit it.
All right.
That hits. Give me some damage.
All right. It is 1d4 plus intelligence, correct?
Correct.
So 5.
5 points of damage. Okay. Not only does it hit, the whole thing pops is a strong word. What do your magic missiles look like?
The book describes them as like lightning.
You can have them.
zagzags,
You can have
but-
them whatever you want. Fire, globs of acid. They don't have any additional effect at this point. But what do they look like?
I think like because right now I'm a wizard's apprentice, I haven't really focused like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think it's just a very basic light stream, and it looks
Okay.
almost like we would know it to be like a laser, but he's just like, all right, it's a beam of light. So
Okay. So that one, you hit it hard enough that it just sort of blossoms into light of the same color and does kind of a Thanos snap, just and dissolves. The other two heads whip around and they start loping towards you. The gait is wrong. They're human-ish, but the way they're moving is very, very, very wrong. Tucker, you and Venthia see Roan blast out with his magic missile. Something apparently is coming from that direction. What do you two do?
Do I see them? Like the figures at
Um,
least? Where I can make a reasonable shot at them?
Yeah, let's say yes. Go ahead. They are
right.
backlit. They're backlit now by Roan's lantern.
Do they see me?
Not yet. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So gonna do an attack.
Yes, you are.
18.
Direct hit. Go ahead and roll your extra damage, please.
So 2d6. 11 plus 3, that's 14 damage.
Oh my god.
Okay. Again, you shoot this thing center of mass. and it just sort of unravels. Again, it's a very black, it's a black skinned creature. Apparently, the black goes all the way through. There's no blood, there's no ichor, there's no gore. It just looks down at this crossbow bolt in its chest and just undoes like a skein of yarn, just all over the place. That does not dissuade the third one from charging over toward Roan. You have time to do something, Venthea, before it hits Roan dead on. What do you do?
Well, there's not really much I can do. I don't have any ranged
Oh,
anything.
cool. Good to
Wait,
know.
yeah, no, never mind. I don't think turn undead is that's far. So I think what I might do,
Go ahead.
I think Venthia's the kind of girl that gotta like put herself first. I'm gonna shield of faith myself because I can't shield of faith anyone else.
Right.
Just so like if worse comes to worse, I can hide if when the dwarves come in, and if they see me, they see me, and I have shield. But if they don't, I can just keep on hiding and trying to stay alive.
Okay. If everybody can roll initiative for me, please.
Mm,
Do I get to cast Shield of Faith or?
Yes, you can cast Shield of Faith. Go ahead and give me that spell casting roll, please. Oh, easy. All right. And it's a maximum. No, that wasn't a natural. That wasn't a critical success. But yeah, Shield of Faith is up and moving. And so, um, first one to act is going to be Tucker. So we got Tucker, then Venthea, then Roan, then the creature, the remaining creature. Tucker, what do you do?
I think I'm gonna. So this thing's still focused on Roan.
Roan
Blast
is
it,
the
blast it,
closest
blast
one.
it.
Do you want me to blast it again?
Blast it.
All right, I'm gonna blast it again.
Okay.
I blasted it.
Oh my god.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and give me just regular damage on this one.
Regular.
Yep.
Okay. 5 plus 3. That's 8.
Oh, okay. Again, you pop that one like a bad zit. All right. Now, hey, death timer. John, give me a 1d4 plus your constitution modifier. Okay. So, hey, what's your con mod?
Can't hear you.
What is your constitution? Oh, you can't hear him. Whoops. And he'll be coming back. He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes.
So I have a total of 6.
6. Okay. So you've got 6 rounds before you die. Your your lantern is guttering, however, fairly soon to go out on this one. So go ahead and give me a D20. You're looking for a natural 20.
I give you D20, you said?
Echo
Is
that?
it?
I didn't hear you.
As I can repeat what you said.
Yes, you need to roll a D20. The number that you were looking for is a natural 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So you're still dying. We now have 5 rounds until John dies. We are at 5 rounds. Okay. So let's keep this initiative going. Tucker was already first. So Venthea. All enemies apparently have been vanquished. But you think you can see John over there lying on the ground and not moving. Don't know if he's dead, don't know if he's dying. What do you do?
Yeah. Okay. Would I be able to, hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
could I run over, cure wounds him, and then run back to my hiding spot without being seen?
well, there's.
Without
Dwarves.
it depends on without being seen by whom. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So you run over there, beautiful. That's going to be your move action. For your attack, you can do a healing spell instead. Go ahead and give me a spell casting roll, please. Oh, easy. Okay, so go ahead and do a cure wounds. Do the cure wounds effect.
Wow.
Oh, mercy. What's your wisdom bonus?
4.
4. Okay, you heal 5 hit points. John, you don't feel good, but you are no longer dying, and you're lying on your back there. Benthea goes, "Oh, good," and runs off back into the darkness. So about that time, you hear the tramp of booted feet coming up the passageway in your direction. What do you do?
Are there any rocks near me?
Let's say yes.
Okay.
Can I pick up a rock and cast light on it,
Hmm.
and then throw that rock onto the ledge to where we could see what's going on up there, but they can't necessarily see what's going on down here since we don't have light?
Okay, go ahead and you motion for John to shutter his lantern.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and give me that spellcasting roll, please.
Ooh.
Oh, mercy. Okay, so that's a fail, not a critical fail. So you're not going to be able to cast that spell again until you have a rest. Oh, and anybody else doing anything immediately?
I'm gonna be hiding.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide myself as best as I can.
Okay, so you're all hiding yourselves as best as you can. Oops. Oh, and about that time, you feel your lantern, even that thin little crack of light goes out. Your lantern is out. So, as you're all shivering there in the dark, torchlight and lantern light illuminates the upper area, and they all stop, apparently. You hear a discussion. Oh, John, you understand this. It's in Dwarvish. It says, so who do you think they were? Well, different voice. Well, the shadowed ones don't wear boots. Did anybody get a good look at them? And they don't use crossbows. Did anybody get a good look at them? No. Okay. Well, the scouts said they wanted us to think that they ran the other way. Is it possible that they did? Yes, there were signs of covering some tracks. Well, if they come past the guard post, we'll probably spot them. Just double the guard for the next 12 hours and stay sharp. Okay. And the light goes away and the tramp of booted feet goes away.
Oh my god. I have a low game theory. I don't know if they would attack with hostility if we saw we weren't whatever those shadow creatures were.
The shadowed ones, yes.
I can't guarantee anything.
I mean, they already opened fire on us.
Well, they couldn't see us well, I would assume.
Also, you hit the guy, but you don't know if you like killed that guy, right?
I downed him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means he's dead or he's in critical condition at the moment.
I could heal him, but he'd have to pay up.
Okay.
Or at least let us in.
Well, if they do
Never
immediately
change.
turn
Never change, Vinthea. Never change.
if they do immediately turn hostile, we could blast, run in, and I mean double the guards. Oh, hold on, John. Are you telling us double the guards?
First of all, If you're all having this quiet conversation, show me where you are on the map and clump there, please. Also, wherever you end up, you're in complete darkness. Oh, but did I mention that those creatures were really, 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 really dark skinned?
Yeah.
John
Roan
didn't hear them.
has
John didn't hear them coming until they were right on top of him. So, what do you
Roan
do?
has 2 torches. He's gonna light one of them.
Do we want to go further down that way so the light's not bleeding down here? Like go over here.
Well, that's where they came from. So I
No,
don't
they
know.
came from here, right?
Oh,
No,
hold
they
on,
came
hold
from
on.
down here.
They came walking up from here.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
the,
okay.
the dwarves came that way.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. The shadowed ones, they
Yeah.
came up from the dwarves came up from here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'd
clarify.
say let's go over where I am here because the shadowed ones came from here. If we want to, we can go try and fight them. I'm in video game brain right now, so I'm like, yeah, well, they just respawn. So, we could go see if we could charge down, maybe take a few more out. They didn't seem particularly strong,
But they can hit hard.
other than the hits. Yeah.
Point of fact, we are at 5:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally we knock it off at around 6. This is, you're not exactly in a safe place, but this would be a good pause spot since you are putting your heads together to come up with your next plan of action. Everybody good for knocking off here pretty quick?
Yeah.
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 I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. So, let's do a quick assess. Technical difficulties notwithstanding. How's everybody feeling about it?
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah,
Thumbs
very
up?
good.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Two.
Again, our faithful viewers will know that this is a slight departure from our normal thing. Again, old school Renaissance is a thing, and Shadow Dark is one of the better systems out there for dungeon crawls. They don't even call them players in the game, they call them crawlers, which is kind of cool. All right, so dungeon crawl so far, relatively successful. You do have your main hitter is wounded, and people have been losing access to spells. You have a suspicious and on alert dwarven contingent. Oh, by the way, John, their accents were kind of strange, like archaic. Um, if they were using like these and thous and uh, the yeah the language has developed a little bit since whoever taught them how to talk taught them how to talk. So either ain't from around here or something. So what we can do is reconvene next week, hopefully. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and see what we can do about continuing the delve. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. No Theoretical Bias gets by with the support of our viewers. At this point, not monetarily, but we have high hopes. Just Matt, if you're watching, thanks. We appreciate you. I don't think Matt Mercer is watching, but stranger things have happened. Yeah, he's not great. It's like, oh no, the Theoretical Bias guys, 50, 100, 150, 200. Could I get another $1 million on that special effects budget? Oh, thank you so much, TV. We do our best. So thank you for tuning in, folks. We will be here. Check all the usual spots. If you enjoyed this and have some friends who might want to watch it, it will be on video on demand on our YouTube channel. Again, I am Saga Smith. Find me on Discord or TikTok, and we'll hope to see you on the flip side. Cheers, folks. Game on. See you next